Okay, so if he did, then what? Or if anybody at that point that I was doing, if he did, then what?
Yeah.
I'll be okay. I'll keep it moving, and it wasn't meant to be. But that is how I live my life. And once you think about it like that, once you actually think, and which is why I said, like, if you can have him, you can have him. I don't want that then.
Yeah.
If you can take him from me, then he's yours. I'm good. And I can keep it moving. Be there for my kids, or that's another story. But like, in terms of us, then our story ends, and that's okay. I cannot live my life like I did in my 20s, because I did do that. And it's like, for what? I wasted so many sleepless nights for what? Did that change how we acted? No. The guys, the girls, whatever, we're gonna do what we're gonna do. Regardless if you're staying up at night, not sleeping, stalking an Instagram, he's still gonna do what he's gonna do. He's not gonna be like, well, Alex is probably up looking at the club's Instagram, trying to like, zoom into the... That's not gonna stop him. You just lose sleep.
You're so right.
I'm not gonna worry about it before it happens. If you do it, then we deal, and I'll figure out like co-parenting. But like, then it is, and I hope you're happy, and I genuinely mean that. I want you to be happy, because I feel like when you truly love somebody, you want them to live their happiest life. And I do, and if that's not with me, I don't want to force that.
You're not going to be beautiful to everybody. You're not going to be smart to everybody. There's prettier people than you. There are smarter people than you. But they're not you. Everybody has their unique, special place in this world. Everybody has their unique, special purpose. And I just fulfill my purpose. I just feel good. I just walk around. I feel good being delusional to myself. Thinking like, you know what? I can accomplish anything that I want. I feel good that way. I don't hurt anybody.
I'm not the type of girl that you can just leave alone for a couple days and then you pop back up and think everything will be cool. Baby, when you was gone, I already made myself forget about you. I've already brainwashed myself into believing that experience didn't even really happen for real. I didn't even really meet that man for real. I never even really gave him my number for real. We never even really stayed up on the phone all night for real. Like, I'm sorry. After a couple days of me being on ice and a couple of those thoughts that sound like, why he ain't texting me when he said he was gonna text, or why he didn't call when he said he was gonna call, or I ain't heard from him. He said he was gonna check up on me sometime this week, and he ain't. As soon as I get like 5 or 6 of those thoughts, only thing I know how to do is leave. I'm sorry. I can't say whether this is healthy or not. This is not advice either. I'm just speaking for me and the baggage that I got. And my type of baggage means that as soon as I get the perception that you're acting funny, I'm gonna act hilarious. By the time you come back and you want to kiki and you want to laugh, you can go to text me and the bubbles is gonna be green. And I don't know what to tell you about that. You should have stayed on your position when you had your position. Now it has to be filled. I'm sorry. And again, this is not advice, because I'm quite certain that this is a trauma response of mine. But I'm just letting you know how it is, baby. You put me on ice, you come back, it's gonna be melted.
Never tell them what your boundaries are, what your standards are, what your type is, or how you were treated in the past. These 4 facts must remain top secret, I would say, within the first few weeks of dating, or until you are sure about that person and how they feel about you. Because when you tell somebody all of these facts in the very beginning, you're basically giving them a cheat sheet on how to play you, how to manipulate you, how to make you fall for them, and then they can switch up and act however they want because they gave you the illusion that they were exactly what you wanted in the beginning. So honey, we sit back and we observe. That is you being in your feminine energy. That is you being detached. That's you knowing that at the end of the day, what's meant for you will find you. So you don't need to worry. You're gonna sit back and you're gonna observe and you're gonna watch how they treat you. Especially with the telling someone how you were treated in the past, you are now telling this man that you are the kind of woman that accepts that kind of treatment. You might not be now, and they might not want to treat you in that horrible way, but what they will know is she accepted this low vibe, bare minimum behavior. That means all I have to do is go right here to impress her.
Focus on you, babes. Focus on you. This time is for you to focus on you. You've got to let go. It is time to let go. And so everyone always says, okay, well, like, how do I let go? Like, I need, like, steps to letting go. So number 1, letting go comes from the awareness of knowing that you were initially attached. It's awareness. Like, you have to become aware of this attachment you have. whether if it's to a person, an outcome, this job, whatever it is, you have to acknowledge the fact and become aware of like, oh shit, I was attached to this. Like I was attached to this outcome, to this person. Like you have to realize that you are attached. Then with that comes, what was it in me that was lacking to feel like I needed to attach to this outcome, or diving deep? Because if I'm attaching myself to something, that means that I didn't feel full in myself. So I needed to attach to that outcome, that thing, that person. When in reality, what the truth is that we are infinite beings on this earth. Like we were born in this world as already infinite, as already enough, as already beautifully and wonderfully made. This is the inner work. You are abundant. You have always been that. So the fact that you felt as though somewhere inside of you needed to attach to whatever this is that you're needing to let go of comes from a place of lack from within. Does this make sense? And I know letting go is easier said than done, but it really comes from this awareness and then this inner work of what was it in me that felt like I needed to attach myself to something outside of me. Then with that, you reframe your energy. So this is number 3. You reframe your energy. Your energy is so protective. You have got to be so aware of who gets access to you. And I mean like everyone around you, environments, people, jobs, like energy doesn't lie. And it is extremely crucial you pay attention to how you feel when you're in a good environment or a bad environment or around good people or bad people. Energy. Adjust accordingly. What I mean by this is letting go means a reframe of focus with where you're putting your energy now. If you're constantly putting your energy towards thinking about this person, contracting, like I need them, I want them, I miss them, or a job, I need to get this job, I need whatever. That energy doesn't lie. You're putting that energy out into the world, babes. Meaning that energy of lack will come back to you tenfold. So be very aware what you're putting out there and who you're allowing in your space. Boundaries. Pretty big with boundaries. Like I really am very particular about who gets access to me, my energy, especially when this comes to dating. Holy. I have been intentionally single for literally like the last year because I'm very just like particular about who gets access to me. Like I can tell right away if this person is like for me or not, you know? Honestly, it sounds kind of crazy, but I can tell in the first 10 seconds of meeting someone if I can see it going somewhere or not. Very particular, and that's that, as you should be as well. So with letting go, and this is what I tell a lot of my girlfriends and just people in my life that ask me for advice, you have got to pay attention to this energy and what energy you are putting out there. And then with that comes, where is your energy going? Because energy flows where focus goes. Is that the phrase? I know there's like a certain phrase with that, but I'm not sure if that's the exact one. It's essentially basically where you're focusing your mind is where the energy will go. So if you are intentionally working out, feeling good, nourishing your body, you're meditating, journaling, spending time with great, amazing people in your life, you are gonna elevate your frequency. Because you're elevating your energy, you're elevating your surroundings. And the more that you focus on the good, the more that you focus on this positive feelings, everything that you're doing, there's no room in your mind to feel negative, to feel like you're lacking something, to like keep thinking about this person or trying to force an outcome for this certain job or whatever it is. The more that you intentionally focus on things that make you feel good, really bring in this positive, loving light of energy, then you're going to attract that energy around and you're going to let go because you're filling your mind with other things that are like productive, that are coming from a place of love, that are coming from a place of abundance and light and positivity, you know? So it's really where your focus goes, and it's an intentional thing. You don't call this the inner work for nothing. It's work. It's intentional work on yourself. You got to do the work. When you want better, you do better. You attract better, and better comes. All right, so just to recap, number 1, you can't let go unless you realize that you were attached. It's the awareness behind knowing that you were attached in the first place. Number 2, what was it in me that felt that I needed to attach myself something outside of me, even though I'm already an abundant, infinite being? Like, what was it in me that felt like I needed to attach myself to something outside of me? Number 3, boundaries. Adjust accordingly. Like, you got to get rid of the things in your life that just don't serve you, that are holding your energy down. Keeping you grounded, or is it holding you down? Period. Number 4, this is kind of like the same thing. Reframe your energy. Fill your mind with things that are giving of loving and positive energy. It's really about your focus. Where are you bringing your focus? You can do this work. You can be intentional. Focus on you, babes.
This is me telling you right now to never lower your standards. Like, if you see yourself as someone who has high standards, never lower them. Like, I'm telling you right now, a guy will go above and beyond for the girl that he loves, especially for the girl that he thinks he's gonna marry. Like, let me tell you something. So yesterday I was getting my little nails done. I was getting my nails done, okay? And I get a text from my boyfriend. He's like, hey, do you want me to cancel my flights tomorrow? Like, so we can spend the day together. I was like, hell yeah, I will, because he's been working like crazy. And then he comes home and he tells me, yeah, I wanted to cancel my flights because I just had the feeling of missing you. Like, I feel like I'm going to miss you so much. And I just wanted to spend the day with you because I just miss you. And I was like, what? He called off work because he misses me. And then he was like, okay, yeah, like, let's just have a date day. Like, me and you together. Like, we can just have a whole date day. Run errands, blah, 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 blah. I dropped dead on the floor right there. And then this morning, he, like, always kisses me before he leaves, never says goodbye, or never leaves without saying goodbye. And he whispers to me, he's like, oh, there's a little surprise for you on the counter. He was like, yeah, I just bought you a little gift because it reminded me of you. Like, I never have to beg for this man's attention. And better yet, he takes me on dates every single week, like more than once a week, and will always buy just because flowers if he's at the grocery store. I used to have to beg for that shit in my past relationships. I used to have to pay my own meal. He's like, yeah, I just want to spend as much time with you as possible because, like, you're leaving for a month. And I'm not saying I didn't want to spend any time with him. I just didn't want to beg him to call off of work because that's work and, like, money. But he just did it for me willingly, and it was just the cutest thing ever. So never lower your standards. Never.
Somebody might be mad at me for saying this, but I don't care. I'm just going to say it. You have to be willing to lose anybody who disrespects you. You got to be willing to let go of anybody who disrespects you, regardless of how much you love them, regardless of how much they care for you. You have to be willing to let go of anybody. I'm talking about your the favorite person on your list. You got to be willing to let them go when they disrespect you or when they cross your boundaries. Because guess what? Not letting them go means losing a part of yourself and losing a part of your self-respect. And when you get to a point to where you're not willing to lose or compromise your love or self-respect for anybody, your life is going to change.
Is it just me, or you be talking to somebody or even dating somebody, right? And be so in love, like, just love this motherfucker. See absolutely no wrong in them, just love them. Then one day you're just like, I don't like you no more. We could be having a good day. And I just be like, I don't like you no more. I don't like the person you are. I don't like the way you move. I don't like the way you think. I just don't like you. So I want to leave. Just like that. Like, I want to go. I don't want to talk anymore. Is that just me?
9 out of 10 people aren't gonna like this very much, but if you're that rare individual, keep watching. I don't think you like them as much as you claim to. In fact, I think the only reason why you spend so much time around them is because you're afraid of being alone. Here's a little secret though. Nobody better is gonna come along if you don't give them space to occupy. So consider who you've got currently occupying that space. Food for thought.
If you was a priority, he would have called you by now. Let's just accept the reality of the situation, okay? You sitting up here making up every excuse. He busy, he working, he with his mama, he broke his toe, baby. All those things could be true, but if you were a priority, he would have called you by now, okay? He would have fit you in. While he's sitting there on the gurney going to the emergency room, he'd have been texting you, baby, I'm going into the emergency room, text you when I get out. While he's sitting with his mama, he would have found a way to take a picture of his place and look what my mama cooked for me. Missing you right now. Let me tell you this, when you are a priority, people treat you as one. They fit you in, they put you in, they make sure that you know that you're really on their mind regardless of what's happening in their life. So stop making excuses for why this person is making you feel like you are second fiddle on the back burner, and just accept that that's where you fit into their life. Move on. Let me tell you this, words mean nothing, actions mean everything. If you are a priority, you would know it. If you got to question it, then you're not.
What are the most common years that couples break up? They are years 3, 7, 11, and 15. When couples call it quits early on, such as years 2 or 3, they generally have not learned how to resolve conflict. The honeymoon phase has worn off and past resentments start to overwhelm the relationship. At year 7, couples are going through stagnation and wondering if they're just growing in different directions. By year 11 or 12, couples will prove whether they have put in the work to move past that stagnation and make the bond stronger. If couples are struggling at year 15, it's because they have forgotten how to become friends. They've drifted apart and started living their lives as just roommates. They never really learned how to resolve conflict, but instead of breaking up, they just learned to kind of disengage and go through the motions of a relationship. My work with couples at any year of the relationship is to learn how to resolve past resentments.
All the reasons why it's your fault that your last relationship didn't work out. While I get ready for my boyfriend's birthday event, my boyfriend, because I have one, because I'm not doing any of these things. Let's just start out with the obvious, which is oh, and this also reminds me, you're probably doing this too. Oh, a little bit off topic. A lot of you guys asked about this brush. This is the Rare Beauty Concealer Brush. Really, really good for especially the under eye. Oh yeah, but back to the subject. So the other thing is, and here is the final look. Bitch, you're perfect. Don't listen to him.